Stu here with Genshin Impact. We are going to go over Diluc, make you fall in love with him. We're going to talk about his artifacts, his weapons, his talents, and what makes this guy so strong in this damn game. Let's watch some clips really quick so you will have an idea of how amazing this is. Look at this. Elemental Burst comes back so quick. His A2, right? That's his A2 right there. Just went off a cooldown with that weapon. We're knocking this mage around like crazy. This is a weapon ascension dungeon. Look. Elemental Burst back again. Flying Phoenix. Look at all that damage. This is what you do with Diluc over and over again. It is a non-stop killing fest. He is so strong. And he's actually got pretty good survivability as well. Here we go. Look at this. It's just... I just don't know what to say. And then he does the Dance of Death. Right after we do the Elemental Burst, we get an Elemental Charge, a Pyro Charged weapon. The Cryo Boss here, so we can show you what kind of damage you can do as well. Here we go. Burn. Now we've got an elemental fused weapon, pyro weapon. We can just go into the Dance of Death with it. And boom, 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 boom. Beat this bad boy down. Of course, we're waiting for our E to come back off a cooldown. And our Q, which is ready to go right about now. Burn. That's it. Okay, let's get into Diluc and see what makes him so amazing. With talents here. Until Adventure Rank 30, I did not know that you could come in here and increase these talents. I know that's very sad, but you do want to get this E ability up as quickly as possible. The Dawn one as well, because you see how quick that comes back. But when you increase these abilities, look at the increase in damage. Do you see that? Do not neglect this. And you use these books here. That's what I did not know. Sometimes when you're doing the battle pass or you're doing quests out in the world, they'll give you 3 different options of these books to pick. So if you're going to man Diluc, make sure you get these books so that you can level up his skills. You can farm these as well when they're open. You can see them down here. So you can farm them. You know where to farm these. You can go find those agents. Just make sure you stay on top of those talents. Whatever your rank is at, this is maxed out right now. Whenever I level him up again, I'll be able to increase this again. Stay on top of that. If you get additional copies of Diluc, congratulations. Anything in here is just going to increase your damage. It's going to make him crazy, crazy stronger. But you don't need to. A base Diluc is completely fine. Let's go over to artifacts. Let's go to weapons first, actually. So this Claymore, the Sacrificial Claymore, is nuts. I have rank 3 refinement, 60% chance anytime I do elemental damage to reset that E cooldown. And you saw it resetting all the time. You hear this little clock going on, noise sound, and then you can just do your E over and over. It brings up your Q so much faster. That 40 energy we need for that Q, that Dawn ability, throws out the Phoenix, comes back really fast. But let's look at this weapon. This base attack on this 4-star weapon is at 361. Now, if you don't have a 4-star weapon, I use this 3-star club forever. And it's fine. It's got attack percentage, which is what you want. And it's got this good ability. Not a bad ability at all. But with this sword, with this base attack at 361, it actually overall gives Diluc more attack. So don't worry about that. You are going to increase your attack if you have this Sacrificial Greatsword. They are both at 60. This Greatsword's not even maxed out to do this cooldown yet. This is what makes this guy nuts. Yes, you could have this club, and I used it with him. I've mained him the whole entire time, and you will do fine with this. But until you get this sword right here, you will not even understand the potential that he has to cycle through that E and to cycle through his Q. It just gets insane, like we just saw earlier. So make sure you're staying on top of those weapons. Use either one of those. Those are really by far the best weapons for him. Artifact-wise for Diluc. Attack percentage, of course, attack percentage, attack percentage. Those 3 can be variable. We could have HP, defense, whatever on them, but try to find attack percentage later on at late game. If we can get enough crit rate, this last one can have critical damage here. And I would love to get a set to where I could get substats, right? Get the substats with crits, roll on those, get enough crit in Diluc to where I could be almost 100%. Maybe at in-game we can do that, and then I could go critical damage here. But honestly, I don't even know why I'm talking about that. For the most part, just get attack percentage, and attack percentage. These are set to attack and HP. Now, as far as sets go, you just want 2-piece set that gives you increased attack at 18%. If you're lucky enough to have 2 of these additional ones, you can have, there are a couple sets out there that have a 2-piece bonus of 18%. You could do that as well. This whole set though, this Gladiator's Final, Gladiator's Triumph here, whenever you have a pole arm, a Claymore, which is what we're using with that 2-handed sword right now, you get an increased normal attacks of 35%. You could go for that. But honestly, it's not mandatory. You can do a 2-piece of 18 and then another 2-piece of 18. I've got a 2-piece of crit rate on him right now. That's just because of what I have available for me. But just make sure, though, for the most part, attack. He's a pretty tanky champion in general. So you'll be fine with that. Just make sure you get this up to get him some HP, and you're good to go. But as far as sets, like total sets, it doesn't matter. I just think that Gladiator set here is probably the best one overall if you wanted a 4-piece set. But honestly, 2-piece of 18% attack, and then there's another set out there that also has a 2-piece of 18% attack. I have both of those on my official right now, so to give her even more attack, you could do that. That would be fine. But the main stat is the best, and then always for substats, eventually long term, you want crit rate, and you want to try to land into that crit rate as much as possible. But if you have HP in there or any kind of other things that give you survivability, that's fine too. Nothing wrong with that at all. But that's Diluc. We went over his weapons, we went over his artifacts, we talked about his talents, and all the rest. We're going to go over to here some co-op that we've been doing this week. This has been open for the last 2 days. This is the co-op event. But in here, your elemental burst, your Q ability is just off of cooldown all the time. Just like we saw earlier, it doesn't matter. We just go through here and we are beating everything up non-stop. Helping out like crazy. As you see here, look. Don't be shy with your Q, with your elemental burst. Look at that. Just use it. Throw it out there. Anytime your Qs are off cooldown, especially with Diluc, throw that bad boy out there. Because it will. We can also jump on the back of dragons. Here we go. Put a little Oz out. Switch into our elemental skill. Then go into the elemental burst. Because it's always ready to go. Works on wolves as well. He is so good against cryo, hydro. It doesn't matter. As long as they're not fire affinity. Okay, we're going to go over to this. This is an Ascension dungeon, which you saw earlier. We're going to go through it, show you it, have a lot of fun in here. I think he does really well. This is actually a pretty hard dungeon. This one's pretty annoying because of all the bubbles that are up. Sure, if you brought in a whole bunch of cryo, you could just freeze everything. I don't have that 4-star. That Nat 4-star guy that's a 2-handed wielder as well. He could come in here and then, because everything's wet, right? You could just apply cryo, but we don't need to. We got Diluc. We're going to come in here and just burn all of them. All of them down. Reset on that E ability. I love it, man. That reset happens all the time. And then what's up? What's up now? What's ready? Oh, our burn was ready, Stu. What were you doing? I got sidetracked. Oh, it's on cooldown right now. Okay, it was on cooldown. Maybe I was trying. Retribution. That's it. Non-stop retribution. The Dance of Death. We're going into it with our pyro-infused weapon after we did our burst. So much damage. This guy's healing him up, so we're going to take him out. Hit him with that. It won't be long before we're doing our Q again. Now, this is why this dungeon is so annoying. Those bubbles are just popping everywhere. They make you kind of like... They lag you up, stop you from doing your abilities, and then they do damage to you. Mass amount of damage. And then these other big ones will try to spit a bubble at you and get you caught in it. That is the most annoying. This one can be frustrating. If you're not used to this, it can be frustrating. I kind of like to take out all the little guys first and then go for the big guys. If you're fast enough. If you can down this big guy right here fast enough. Or just leave like one of the little blobs left. Look at the counter of 15 of 22 right now. And then attack these main guys. Because this guy can't be annoying. But we have cryo. We have cryo with Kiki, right? We just threw out a Kiki cryo ball that's going to heal us. We can freeze some things around there. We have Jean right here because when she does this, we get energized. And now we're ready. Here it is. Here's where the magic happens. All that across the board. We're gonna jack this guy up and we are gonna do it again. All over again. Here we go. It's up. Burn. Destruction. And they're all dead. That's it. We've completed this dungeon. So let me know, how do you feel about Diluc now that you've seen him? Don't you agree he is just a massive damage dealer, supercharged, can do that burst damage very quickly with the E ability, and then the Q is up so quickly that you just keep putting out that mass damage. Let me know your comments down below. How do you feel about Diluc? Did I do him justice? Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate the love and support, and I will see you guys all on a video soon.